Hello, welcome to the last episode of the January Junk Journal project with me, the Vintage Music and Roses. We're going to be putting our final touches into our journal. I just finished filming, which you probably saw a couple days ago, but I just finished filming about saving money, backing things with cereal boxes, making your own chipboard pieces. Now we're going to actually use them in the journal. So what I like to do when I'm doing these project with me is just go through the journal with you and add things. We're not overly embellishing this. You can embellish it as much as you absolutely want to, but we're just going to be doing things like covering. We drew these vintage music notes and they kind of came through on this side. So I'm going to find something that I want to put over that. Let's see here. My son had a question. I had to pause it. Sorry about that. Okay, so this is just from the ephemera sheet. If you have not purchased a kit yet, they are on sale in my shop. There's some left, and they will not be restocked. So I'm just going to glue this up on here. I'm not even going to ink the edges because I like the way that looks. So I'm just going to take my glue stick and make sure, I'm a little off screen here, sorry about that guys. I'm just gluing this all really well with my Dollar Tree glue stick. And then I'm just going to glue this right over there to cover that. It's just another hack kind of for saving money because we're using the coffee dyed paper on 20-pound paper, just copy paper to save money, and then if we write on it and it goes through, we can just cover it with ephemera and it looks beautiful like it was meant to be that way. Another thing that you can do on some of these pages if you want to is I'm going to add a little bit of green inking to the edge just because I want to. It can add a little bit of a finished look or a little bit of a frame, so I'm doing that. Another thing, you all got different pages. Some of you may have gotten this flower song. Something else that you can do to add little touches. Looking for I didn't have this part planned, and now I thought about it, so let me grab a colored pencil. All right, I grabbed just a pink and a green. This is a Crazy Art Pink Orchard. Pink Orchid. This is just from Walmart. And then this is probably my favorite brand of pencil that I've found so far. I think I like these better than the Prismacolor. I haven't done a whole lot with the Prismacolor, but these are the Marco brand, and I bought them, I think, on Amazon, but this is a green. And if you want to add a little bit more color and interest, especially if you're keeping this as a writing journal and you're not going to be putting a ton of ephemera in it, you can just kind of color in a few of these leaves loosely with the colored pencil to add a little bit of color and interest to that. And then I have a pink here. I'm just going to kind of lightly color in some of these flowers just to add a very soft color to that. I'm going to hold it up to the camera so you can see that. Super simple. All right, obviously something needs to be done here. I have a white card, and it is too white. This marble, I don't mind that. This marbled paper, that's really pretty, but this, stark white. So I'm going to take the little chipboard calling card thing that we made in our last episode, and I'm going to paper clip it on here, and I'm going to go find a Tim Holtz sticker to make a little sentiment. I did not include any paper clips in this journal kit because you can either choose to glue or paper clip. I'm sure most people have paper clips, so that's what we're going to do on this page. Okay, I have some paper clips here. These are just Dollar Tree paper clips. I've been trying to use up my Tim Holtz Chit Chat stickers, so trying to come up with something that makes sense is fun anymore. I'm sure you don't. Let's see, think. I like think, but think what? All right, I'm going to pause it while I come up with something. Okay, I just found the word faith, and I'm just going to put it right there. And then I'm going to take a little red clip it on there. Now we've added a little bit of interest to the page. These are simple. Obviously, you can embellish and add pockets and tons of things. This is just a very simple journal. Again, here we have pretty much stark white, and you can look at the little pieces that you got in your kit or just go through your scrap bin. And I have this piece here, and I think it's really pretty because it has gold foiling on it. So I'm just going to cut it and turn it into a little bit of a journaling card, or maybe even a tag. I'm going to cut the edges here and make a tag. And maybe just lightly ink it with a little bit of green around the edge. And with the gold foiling, it's just going to keep it super simple. I'm just going to tuck it right there, and then I'm going to look through my pieces of ephemera that I have left, choose one. And since it is on presentation paper and it's not just super, super thin, I'm going to leave it and not back this one with cardstock, but you can back it with coffee dyed paper, with cereal box, with cardstock. It's up to you. And I'm just going to slip that right there. So then we have some hand-drawn music notes over here, but now I want to cover the back here, and I have another scrap piece, and this is kind of like a music staff. So I'm just going to rip that out here and make a little collage. I'm not staying in frame very well. Sorry about that. And then I'm going to grab my glue stick again. Honestly, I prefer using a glue stick and hot glue gun are really the only two glues, my two absolute favorite glues, and I've tried a bunch. All right, we're going to just cover that right there. And I'm going to look here at my flowers, and I'm not going to even use this whole thing. I'm going to cut out. If you've seen my other embellishing videos from some of my other journals that we've made together, sometimes I just cut parts out. We don't have to use it exactly as it is. And then since it's just white around the edges, I want to ink it to make it look finished. And then I'm going to take my glue stick, and then you could add a little piece of, I think I might even have a little bit of lace here. I do. If you have lace in your stash, you can grab a little piece of lace or fabric or something like that as well, just to kind of add dimension. So there we made a little collage, and it covered those music notes. All right, we have a little one up here to cover, and since I cut out these flowers here, but I still have this one, I'm going to cut this flower out, ink it, and use it in the corner. You do not need a lot of supplies to make a beautiful journal. Don't ever feel bad if you don't think you have what everybody else has. You just make what you have work. All right, so we have a little piece down here that's showing through that I want to cover. So I'm just going to rip off a little scrap here to make another little collage. Glue. And we're just going to cover that up right there. Let's see. What else do I have here? And then I'll just cut out this flower from the embellishments I have left over. Just quick fussy cutting. If you are used to using a sewing machine, you could add a little zigzag stitch kind of like across it just to kind of add texture. You could, you know, add bits of fabric or stickers or washi or anything you have. I'm just trying to stick mostly with the kit. So there's that beautiful one there. Okay, so now these are showing through a little bit, and we have to make a decision here. We can either leave that, or we can, you know, try to cover it up. And so what I'm going to do here is make a pocket. I have this scrap left, and I'm just kind of eyeballing it, and I had ripped a little corner off or something. So I'm just going to cut that, and now we've made a pocket to cover that. We don't have to cover all of them. That's just optional, but if we want to. Better keep, oh, I'm good on the time. I have to check because after like 15 minutes, my phone starts messing up. Okay, so I'm going to grab my Tombow glue for this because normally I would use a hot glue gun. I'm just going to glue these two edges and add the pocket. Then we can tuck anything that we would like into that pocket, maybe photos or to-do lists or something like that. I'm trying to, actually, okay, so this chipboard piece we made in the last episode, I know I backed it with this flowers, or with these leaves. I wouldn't even have to back it because I'm actually going to glue it right onto this pocket to add extra. I like the thickness of it, but I could have just left that cereal box backing. I'm going to add that right there. And now I have a pocket. I can tuck things in right there. Awesome. All right. Now this I'm going to leave because you can clearly, it just looks like a light print of a rose. I think that's really pretty. So I don't have a problem with that. This looks like a backwards lady. I don't know. It just doesn't look right with this. So we're going to find something to cover that. Or at least I am. And oh, there's my other scraps. Okay, we made some tags. I forgot about these. Yay. Just grabbing all my scraps from the kit here. Okay. So what I'm going to do, let me see, which one do I want to use? I'm going to go with the super simple one. Now, I'm okay with a little bit of the ink coming through on the sides. I just don't want to be able to tell that it is a lady. So I'm going to actually glue this down. If you have a little bit of this green thread left, you could put it through the top of this. You could add lace or something if you wanted to. But I'm just going to glue this whole tag down. I'm just doing a baseline idea for this. You can run with it and use a whole bunch of stuff from your stash and totally embellish it. And I would love to see that on my Facebook group, Nevermore Creations, Junk Journals, and Friends. There we go. All right. Now again, white card, boring white card. And I do not want that. So let's look through the embellishments again. This is glycerin and rose-scented water. It's an old advertisement, a print of one. So I'm just going to cut it out. All right, and then I'm just going to glue it up there. Paper clips are wonderful for gluing in ephemera. Or not gluing, you can't glue with a paper clip. For clipping in, I'm just gluing off screen here, sorry about that. For clipping in ephemera, but there is no reason why you can't glue it directly to the page as well, especially if you're going to be carrying it in your purse or, you know, using it at work. And sometimes, like the junk trunk kit from Jessica, I'm a Cool Mom, I was doing the November one and I clipped in a whole bunch of things and now I'm actually using it all the time. And I had to like take some of those things out and stick them in a pocket because the clip kept coming off, the papers kept coming out. And if you're actually using it and not sticking it on a shelf, sometimes it's better to just glue it right on the page and journal underneath it. All right, more blankness, way too much blankness. All right, I have a little, what is this? Piece of scrapbook paper. And I'm just going to kind of add some color to the page. Again, if I was pulling out my scrap bin, I could come up with 100 other things to do. I'm trying to just use the little pieces I have right here, and my glue stick is dead and gone. So let me go grab another one. Okay, I'm back. I grabbed my giant Scotch Create permanent glue stick. This is pretty, I like it. The only thing is it tends to stick the top on because it's that strong. And I actually usually prefer a bigger glue stick. I'm gluing off the screen here again, sorry guys, because it's a little bit faster and it covers more area. So I'm just going to add a little bit of color there, and I have some pretty flowers here. I'm just going to kind of rip a circle out, ink the edges, and add that on there as well. right. There. All right, I think we're getting through it. All right, so I want to cover this. Let's see, I have a little bit of, maybe we'll do a paper collage here. That'd be fun. Just a minute. All right, so I just have some dictionary paper here, and I'm just going to kind of collage it over. Oh, my word choice is funny. It's like villainy, villain, scoundrel. I like to try to pay attention to those words, and I'm probably going to cover that. But I like this here. I have the viola, and that just works perfect for this, but I don't like villain and scoundrel and all of that. I had a tiny little book page, and I have a quote here. The tiniest dewdrop hanging from a grass blade in the morning is big enough to reflect the sunshine and the blue of the sky. So I am going to just cut that little quote out. Ink the edges so it stands out. Maybe even back it with a little bit of paper here. Sometimes just grabbing a few pieces of paper or just limiting yourself to what is in a kit that you buy really helps. It really helps you to be more creative, and it helps you to just kind of hone your crafting abilities, because you have to make it work. There we go. I like that. Oh, I'm going to ink the edge to make it stand out. And then you get to use up all the pieces. Okay. All right, so there's a little word collage that we made right there. We're almost done, and I think that's the end. Are we at the end? We are at the end. So congratulations. You can just take your, and I don't even know if I don't even have my closure, but you should have gotten a piece of ribbon or lace or something like that. We just tie it here and we're done, or you don't even have to tie it. We have a lovely little notebook for writing notes, taking notes. This one will be kept with my journals, my special journals, just as a memory of making it all with you. I hope that you enjoyed this, and I hope that you will go to my shop and buy up the rest of these kits, and also look at the March kit. The March kit is up there as well, and I'm going to be reducing the price on that slightly as well, so that all of you who are finishing this one can go grab the next one. We're not March kit, February kit. I'm sorry. I'm moving way ahead of myself. I haven't even totally decided what the March one is going to be yet, but somebody suggested a beach theme, and I'm kind of thinking mermaid beach, maybe. I don't know. Anyway, so for the February kit, we're having mixed media, and there's jelly printing and scrapbook papers, and we're gonna make button flowers and all sorts of fun stuff like that. So that kit has a lot. I mean, there's making homemade stencils, making homemade foam stamps, a whole bunch of projects that are going to be in the next one, and just really working with mixed media in our journals. So I hope you'll check that out as well. So have a lovely day, everyone.